Hey guys, Andy here. Got a head-to-head for you today of a couple of budget devices, both in the kind of 160, 180 pound area. On the left is my Lenovo Moto G. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 chipset, an octa-core 1.4 GHz Cortex-A53 CPU, the Adreno 505 GPU and 3 GB of RAM. That does come in different options. That's the one that I've got. On the right is my Wileyfox Swift 2, which has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 chipset, an octa-core 1.4 GHz CPU. I can't find confirmation of which CPU it is, but it says 1.4 GHz octa-core, and also Adreno 505 GPU, but 2 GB of RAM. So they're both very similar devices. So hopefully it'll make for a reasonably interesting test. We will kick things off testing the fingerprint sensors. Now obviously the Moto G5 is on the front and the Swift 2 has it on the back, but they both are touch sensitive, so it turns, you don't have to press any power buttons, you just tap your finger on. And I think we're seeing here there's not much between them, but the G5 does get open that little bit quicker than the Swift 2. Not a lot though between them. We're going to move straight on to the Angry Birds opening test. And we see the G5 making the early start. Swift 2 not far behind. We are going to watch the whole booting all the way through the first time. I'm going to do it twice, but the first time so that you can see, I guess, because some people, I don't know, some people think I fix results sometimes. I don't know why they think I would fix a result. What's the point? I've got nothing to gain from one beating another. Anyway, there we go. So the Moto G5 only just sneaks through ahead of the Swift 2. So I'm going to bring them both out and then go back in at the same time. This time though, I'm going to cut ahead and we see the G5 comes through again. A little further behind this time, the Swift 2, but not a huge amount between them, as you might expect from them having very similar specifications. We shall move on to the actual benchmarking. I'm using Geekbench 3. They have brought out version 4, but I can't compare scores using the new version to the old version, which I've been using for years, so I've kept a copy of the third version. We're going to skip ahead though again. I'm not going to make you watch it. They're a bit slow, these two, to be honest. The Swift 2 comes up first. Now that's the lowest. I've run Geekbench 2 or 3 times on the Swift 2. That's the lowest score it's had, but it's never beaten the G5, as you know, as we see in here. So it's probably not that unfair in that sort of that respect. I'd been seeing the Swift 2 get 3040, stuff like that. So it's not a big difference. Then we're going to head outside now for the GPS test. Again, I'm going to try and do things simultaneously. So I will try and reset the AGPS state and then start the app back up on both devices at the same time. And the Moto G5 almost instantly locked back on, which was quite impressive. Now I skip ahead 20 seconds. You don't particularly see it there because I faded it through, but 20 seconds and then there we go, finally the Swift 2. So not that the Swift 2 is particularly a slouch, but the G5 was just very quick on locking back onto the satellites there. So the Swift 2 took maybe 30 seconds where the Moto G5 took like 2. Back indoors and we're going to test the speakers. We will start off with a bit of Eminem.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say it all for you, for you, for you.
I used to be the type of kid that would always think
Say it all for you, for you, for you.
I used to be the type of kid that would always think the sky is falling. Why garbage? Afraid to put tires on it, headphones on straight ahead. As kids try and start this shit. But if this is all there is for me, life offers white. Bother even trying to put up a fight. It's nonsense, but I think I'm hardly even trying to put up a fight. Bob just lit up in my conscience. What about them?
The G5 maybe helped a little bit because it has a front firing speaker, whereas the Swift 2 fires at the bottom. But the G5 just does, it sounds better. We'll try the spoken voice.
Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot of essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot of the rules and laws, and now we're in the situation. Where people are clamoring for
other social network providers and search engine providers are being overwhelmed, quite frankly, with inquiries about various use cases.
I think there's less between them with the spoken voice because I suppose it's a bit easier. You don't need the bass and such, but the Moto G5 is the better speaker of the two for me, without any doubt. I don't know what it sounded like for you on the video. So we move on now to screen brightness. I've turned off adaptive brightness on both of them and cranked them right the way up to full blast. And I can tell you now, and here's my trusty light meter. The G5 touching up at 540, 541. The Swift 2 486, perhaps the best. I think you can see it, to be honest, in the video. The G5 is a slightly brighter looking and whiter looking, for that matter, screen. Neither fantastic, but neither terrible. We will move on to the Chrome browser test. I will start off by clearing all previous data, and then I will go to the. Actually, if I get the right, I don't want to search for it. Let's go up to the silly me. Let's go up to the actual URL bar. We'll go to the BBC website. Very little between them there. Yeah, I think you've got to give it to the G5, but not a lot between them at all. So we'll try now the second website. We'll go for NFL.com. And again, I will try and start them both at the same time. Oh, very close. But again, the G5, if you had to award a winner, I think it's the G5, but they're so close. You have to think it's not really much of an issue. If you've got the Swift 2, you're not looking at this thinking, oh my god, I bought the wrong phone. They're still actually both loading there we go, the G5 finished just before the Swift 2, the actual fully loading the page. So the final website, I think the G5 has won, but we're going to go to The Verge. And okay, so maybe, yeah, I don't know, you could maybe go with the Swift 2 on that one. Just got in there before the G5 did, or the advert loaded quicker on the G5 if you're in a hurry to see your adverts. They both seem nice and smooth, not really any issues in the scrolling. So there we go. We've got two devices. I actually paid 120 for the Swift 2 because it's on offer on Amazon. The G5 I paid 180. I think when you're looking at those prices, you say, well, they're both good value. The Swift 2 is possibly the slightly better value. I think its regular price is 150, 160 though. And then you do wonder, for the extra 20 quid, do you push to the G5? You've then got the option of another 70 quid up to the G5 Plus, but that is £70 more, well, £70 over the regular G5. There you go. Well, I've given you some information. Do with that as you wish. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My name's Andy. I will catch you all again soon.